recorded.
You know what? Let's go into. Did you have it?
She's helping.
So she needs some help. Yeah, why did that not?
See, you can sit right there next to the door.
They're over there.
That's okay.
Okay. Hugh and Beth, thank you so much for doing our welcome today. Would you like to start?
Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Lynchburg. We are glad you are here. Whoever you are, whatever your beliefs, whatever your age, whoever you love, you are welcome here. As we work together for justice, compassion, and peace, we also acknowledge with humility that our building sits on Monacan land. My name is Hugh Yoder. And my name is Elizabeth Yoder. And we have been going to this church since 17. If it's your first time, we are glad you chose to be here this morning and participate in the service for this church community we love. If you would like to receive our monthly newsletter and Friday email updates, please fill out the virtual visitor card found on our website, uulynchburg.org, under Sunday services, or fill out the yellow card found in the basket in the back of the chair in front of you and place it in the offering basket during the offering.
Thank you, Hugh and Beth. I invite you to take note of the announcements in the bulletin, and if you're on Zoom, you can find them in the Friday e-news. If y'all remember, a number of weeks ago, we handed out the guest at your table boxes. So please bring those back next week, or if you have a check to donate to UUSC, our UU Service Committee, then you can bring that next week also. It's wonderful. I'm going to take this off while I'm talking. It's wonderful to be able to have social time after the services. Again, for those of us who are in the building, many thanks to each one of you who has brought snacks or will bring snacks. We also ask that if you're visiting for a long time and you're staying later, you might want to just help clean up for 10 or 15 minutes, so the same 2 or 3 people aren't having to clean up social time every week. And this is one important way that we can care for each other. And our congregation is experiencing numerous COVID cases right now, so I see that most of us are masking. So thank you. After the service, we're going to have a 10-minute break, then reconvene here for our town hall meeting. Folks on Zoom, you just stay connected and talk to each other, or talk to those of us who will remain in the sanctuary. And today we will be discussing the name by which we want to be known in the future. And by now, I hope that all of you have received an email about our community groups. But if you didn't get one, if you didn't get an email saying what community group you were in, then please see Courtney or me after the service so we can make sure that you're in a community group. And these are going to be an important way in the future for how we can care for each other, integrate new people into the congregation, and enjoy getting to know our neighbors. So now I invite us to just release our worries about the world and our own lives as we enter into the service by taking, and I particularly like all the children to help me do this. Right now, let's just breathe very deeply, just a couple of breaths, in and out. In and out, breathing deeply and relaxing. Thank you.
All right, I would like to invite all of the children to come forward to help with lighting the chalice this morning, and they will be staying here for time for all ages, and then they will get to go back to their seats for a little while, and later in the service, they're going to get to join Miss Kaylin and Miss Allie in the back of the sanctuary to work on a special art project. But for now, you guys can stand up. We're going to say the chalice lighting words. All right, so come closer to the microphone. All right, let's say our words. Ready? And I will light the chalice. May the light
Now, candle, and let us use our powers to have and not to have, and not to hinder,
To
us and not to curse,
serve,
the
oh,
Spirit of life.
now then, I'm going to help because now we're going to sing a hymn that is one of my favorites, and it's pretty short, but I mean to teach you the motions that go with us, and then you can teach the grown-ups. How about that? So the words go, gathered here. Can y'all do that with me? Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body. Well, wait a minute, is that the right? Yes. Gathered here in one strong body. This is why you have to teach the adults, because I can't remember. So gathered here in one strong body, strong arms. Gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. So let's try that one more time. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit, draw near. And if you could forget it, just do something, right?
Exactly.
Okay, Emily's gonna play it through once, and then we're gonna help them do the hymn, okay? Go, Emily. Okay, let's help them. Strong helping teach the adults. I think some of them learned some of the motions.
And then are we gonna have a seat for the time for all ages?
Yes,
Okay, now we can have a seat.
let's have a seat.
For all ages.
Gosh, I want to thank y'all for helping teach the grown-ups the motions of that song. And I can imagine, so that's one way you helped here. And I can imagine there are all sorts of ways that you help out at home. What are some ways that you help out at home? Like, I know that y'all have dogs, so do y'all help feed the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Daddy don't have dogs.
What were you saying?
I like to feed my dog treats and food.
That's good, so you have a dog too, that's great.
I
Wait a minute, let's do one at a time. Nora,
feed my cat.
you have cats, so you feed your cats food, that's very important.
I have a big dog and he eats part of the different food.
Oh, yeah, big dogs do eat a whole ton of things. Wait, just one sec. Okay. Now, I think you wanted to say something. It's your turn now.
Daddy on the farmer market was a big tall, was a robot, T-Rex, dinosaurs. Do you know who's there?
What?
Big dinosaurs.
Oh, my goodness, that sounds very exciting. And thank you, that helps when you raise your hand. Thank you. What were you going to say?
To build Legos.
You do like to build Legos, and I'll bet that helps your mother and your father be happy because they see how creative you're doing. So there are all sorts of ways that we can help. How many people help clean up their rooms? Yes, the truth comes out. Okay, sometimes I'm better at that than other times. What about if you're at school and someone needs help? I'll bet you help them. Yeah, I'll bet you really help them. So this past week was a special day. And it was celebrating the life of, do you know who this man is? Who? Yes, we celebrated the life of Martin Luther King Jr. And he worked so hard to,
I learned about him at school.
Good.
I have toys.
Yeah. So I think it's important to learn about him. Yes, you do have some fun things in your pocket. Yes.
They shot him because they didn't want him to change the laws.
That's right. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. Because today we're really thinking about how children can help change the world. And back when I was growing up, when I was your age, children who were dark-skinned couldn't go to the park to play.
We couldn't play together.
They couldn't play together. There were laws that kept people apart, which is not what we believe in. Yes.
That's okay. We had a big speech at Washington, D.C.
Yes.
I had a dream.
Yes, that's very important. Yes.
And one time when he was little, his friend was white, and he said that Martin Luther King Jr. couldn't play with him because he was white, and then Martin Luther King Jr. was brown.
Yes. So let me tell you, another thing about this, because that was very important. And you get to play with all of your friends because of the work of Martin Luther King, but the work also of some children. Because at one time, Martin Luther King spoke at a church and all the parents would say, we can't march and we can't protest because we'll lose our jobs. And you know what? Some of the children stood up and said, we don't have jobs to lose. We can march. And that's what they did. And it was very scary. And I think it was sort of dangerous too. But they said, we need these laws to change and we're going to march. And when on television, at the news, all over the country. Okay. When it was on the news all over the country, people saw and said, this isn't right. Children are having to march. So what I'd like to do is for us to share a story about the Children's March, children just like you. And if you'd like to, do we have some paper?
Go get some.
Okay, we can start the story, but if you would like to draw a picture about something you would like to change in the world, then please draw that, and then at social time, we can put them up, and the grown-ups can come look at your pictures and maybe ask you questions. Okay, Courtney's bringing us some paper, but look, here's the story.
Back to another edition of Sankofa Read Aloud. Today's story is titled, Let the Children March, written by Monica Clark Robinson, illustrated by Frank Morrison. I hope that you enjoy this story. 1963, Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't play on the same playground as the white kids. I couldn't go to their schools. I couldn't drink from their water fountains. There were so many things I couldn't do. One warm spring night, my family went to church. We weren't there to have regular services. We were there to hear Dr. King speak. We were there to plan. He wanted to raise an army of peaceful protesters to fight for freedom, his brown eyes flashing fire and love. Dr. King told us the time had come to march. If I march, Mama said, I'll lose my job. Sure enough, I can't march, Daddy said. I got a family to feed. The weight of the world rested on our parents' shoulders, but this burden, this time, did not have to be theirs to bear. I don't have a boss to fear, my brother said, or a job to lose. We can march this time. We'll be Dr. King's army, I said. I'll be fine, Daddy, I promise. Don't worry, Mama. Dr. King didn't like children being put in harm's way. He was a daddy too, after all. But he said that though we were young, we were not too young to want our freedom. Let the children march. They will lead the way. On May 2nd, a sunny Thursday, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, we all met at the church, dressed in our best, feet ready. In a silence so loud that all I could hear was my racing heart, we began to walk. Hand in hand we marched, so frightened, yet certain of what was right for freedom. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm gonna walk on. Would I be hurt? Would we be heard? Would it all be worth it in the end? I wanted to run from the angry faces in the crowd, run from danger, run from fear. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters, cousins and friends, on and on we marched. We marched, we marched, singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 strong we came. Hate dogged my heels all that day, its yellow canine teeth sharp, but courage walked by my side and kept me going. Disperse or you'll be jailed, the police shouted. The first day, disperse or you'll get wet, the police shouted the second day. Disperse or we'll release the dogs, the police shouted the third day. We did not disperse. We kept on marching. We wouldn't stop until things started to change. Hundreds of us went to jail on the first day, and even more on the second. My turn wasn't until the third day, after I was sprayed by water stronger than anything I've ever felt. Rough hands pushed me forward, and I fell to my knees in the police wagon. I was going to jail. Dr. King reassured our parents, "Don't worry about your children," he said. "They're going to be all right. Don't hold them back if they want to go to jail, for they are doing a job for not only themselves, but for all of America and for all mankind." That night, crowded into a cell too small for even half of the kids, we sang, "We shall overcome. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me round. And freedom is coming." Our parents couldn't be there with us, but still we sang, wrapped in the proud and loving arms of our ancestors. I was still in jail, but we heard that the next day and the next, more kids marched. The water hoses they used to sting us could not stop our fierce tide. The path may be long and troubled, but I'm gonna walk on. Turn the other cheek, we had been taught. Show love where there is hate. The world watched as hate bruised us, but for 7 days we walked only in love. The jails swelled to bursting, and even President Kennedy took notice. Daddy said the president received letters and calls about us from all over the world. Our march would have become a memory, a small part of a larger story, but we had been heard, and the seeds of the revolution were sown. 2 days and nights I stayed in jail. Some stayed even longer. When I left, I was tired and sore, and my best dress was ripped, but my smile was wide as a Mississippi River. I had made a difference. "I'm so proud of you, baby girl," Mommy said. Your march was what made them see. With nothing more than our feet, voices, and courage, we had done what others could not. Change was right around the corner. We felt like a cool breeze in an Alabama August. On May 10th, the great news rang out. Dr. King had reached an agreement with the white leaders of the city. Desegregation would begin. 1 month later, I was playing on a playground I'd never been allowed to play on before. 2 months later, my family ate at a diner we'd never been allowed to eat in before. Our march made the difference. We children led the way. Singing the songs of freedom, 1,000 strong, we came.
Didn't they? They marched. Yeah. It made a huge difference. They helped change the laws. And there's so many ways that you, as you are growing up, can figure out how to make a difference and make the world a better place. And it starts in your, oh, that's beautiful. It starts in your home and in your school and in our community. So one way you can help us today, and I know that you're in the middle of your, okay. So if y'all could help me do something, and then you can come back to your pictures, because these are really beautiful pictures that everybody's going to like to see. Okay, we're going to take an offering of our gifts.
See, Kaimana and Zach, can you carry the offering baskets?
We're good. Yeah, you can stay here if you're not taking up. Okay. So in our community, we take an offering of our gifts for the work of this community. Oh, that's beautiful. Both in our walls and in the larger community. Yes, those are so beautiful. And so now I invite you to Give generously for the work of this community, knowing your gifts will be gratefully received. You can draw some if you want to. Let's see. Oh, that's great.
Can I borrow your pink background?
Sure. So I think at this time, if you want to go back, thank you. If you want to go back with your parents, you can do that. Or, I mean, y'all seem really happy here, so that's fine with me.
We're going to do one more story, so if you want to sit with your parents for the story, you can, or if you want to stay here and keep drawing, you're welcome to do that. What do we think we can do to have people listen to what is important to us? The children in that story marched, and there are many other ways that we can get people to pay attention. This past week, I learned about Caden Hearn, who is 9 years old. He is now the Poet Laureate of New York. That means he is an honored poet in his state. His words are teaching adults and children to listen to what is in their hearts and minds. His teacher ignored him and thought he wasn't bright or had anything to contribute. But his grandmother reminded him that he was somebody. He is somebody smart. He is kind. He is somebody with an idea. We can say that about each one of you, and you need to believe that about yourselves. Can you say with me? I am somebody.
I am somebody.
I am somebody smart.
I am somebody smart.
I am somebody kind.
I am somebody kind.
I am somebody with an idea.
I am somebody with an idea.
And now we're going to learn a little bit more about Caden and his work as a poet.
Is anybody here 9 or close to 9?
I think Cece might be our closest.
Yeah.
Go for a walk with Caden Hearn.
So you're very popular now, Caden.
Yes.
Be prepared to stop and listen.
Congratulations. Very good for you.
If you like practice, you can do anything.
People around West 133rd Street this week
Boy, looking like that today.
I'm in the interview. Oh. Yeah.
are asking him about his words at the inauguration of the governor of New York.
In my mind, I used to be a child of poverty, not knowing that hopes and dreams can become reality. In my mind, I thought it was fine to sit in the back of the classroom because my teacher never asked me to read or write. But little did she know, I was ever so bright.
The 9-year-old is the poet laureate for New York. He was waiting to go inside the Apollo last year when Governor Kathy Hochul stopped by for one of her official appearances.
And there's a long line around the block. And I saw this young man stand there. I said, "You going in to watch somebody?" He goes, "No, I'm a poet. I'm going to go recite."
But now I understand why being called ashy and black. Black is the color of my skin, so soft, beautiful, silky, and smooth. In my mind, I was thinking about things in my mind and how things are not fair.
His grandma provided the initial inspiration.
Questions he asks sometimes, go to Google, please. I can't answer it all. You know? Yeah, he's always been. It's a little boy.
She told me to write down my notes of what I was thinking.
He's working on another poem and paying attention
Don't get the big head, because you are a star.
I will. Thank
to
you.
his family and friends on the block.
As if you give up, the world's never going to change and it's going to stay the same.
Good personality, okay?
Thank you. But now I understand why. In my mind, I heard my ancestor cry. They helped clear the path so others do not have to die. Justice and peace. Oh, Father, please help me. And that's what I heard in my mind.
Yeah, wow, what a standing ovation at the inauguration. I think the governor, she's going to have to work on the speech. Maybe just ask Hayden back.
So he had a lot of important things on his mind, and y'all do too. So I think that we need to make sure that we listen to each other no matter how old we are. And we also, in our community, listen to what's in our hearts. And that's the reason that we have joys and concerns each week. So today. And so let us take a few moments of meditation as we consider all that's happening in our lives, our concerns about the welfare of those we care about. And may we find ways to have peace. And so let us take a few moments of prayer and meditation.
And now I'd like to invite the children to come back up front, and we are going to share some peace cranes with our friends in the audience.
May these fragile and delicate cranes remind us of the preciousness of community, the importance of our care for one another, and the fragile hope for peace and justice in our world.
All right, now we're going to invite all of the children to go join Miss Allie and Miss Kaylin in the back and work on a special art project.
So Caden, the little boy there's going to be something fun going on in the back. Okay. Oh, there's even a circle to sit in back there. Okay. So Caden, the young man we heard about, he is a young man who found his voice, and people are listening to what he has to say. And I want all the children, even as you're working, to realize that you have voices too. And I imagine there are things that you children, excuse me, would like to do to make the world better. Like everyone being kind to each other or helping care for the earth. And you children made drawings about what you want to have change. When children join their voices and work together on something important, you can make a difference. Just this morning, I read a news article about a 5th grade class in someplace in Minnesota. It's too cold up there, so I have trouble remembering the names of towns that far north. But this 5th grade class talked to their teacher about how concerned they were that their friends at school who were in wheelchairs didn't have any playground equipment that they could play on. They just got plopped in their wheelchairs by the side of the playground. And so these 5th graders were very concerned about that. So they said, well, what can we do to get playground equipment that they can play on? And their teacher said, well, it's going to cost like $300,000. And so her class kept working and kept raising money, and they had bake sales, and they went to restaurants asking them to give a portion of their money, and they called and wrote companies in the community. They raised $300,000. They did it themselves. And you know what they're talking about now? How they can raise money to help other schools get this playground equipment. Children have a voice, and it's a loud and important voice. Another place in the world where children all over the world have worked together is in Costa Rica, where the Children's Eternal Rainforest was created. And there are plants and trees and, well, trees are plants, and animals, and they are protecting this huge area of an amazing ecosystem. And the reason it's protected is because children from all over the world raised money to create this eternal rainforest. And let's look at just a few pictures from this rainforest. It's up near Monteverde. The eternal bosque, forest of the children. Incredible birds. They have amazing quetzals. I don't know if this is a quetzal because I can't see his tail, but lots of different kinds of monkeys. A huge ficus tree. All this is protected and saved because children like our children, have committed and raised money to make it possible. So now it's time for us adults to commit ourselves to the future through our children as they learn how to live meaningful lives and how to live love in the world. And here is a reminder of our work. And these words were adapted from the Reverend Dr. Patrick O'Neill. Probably the most well-known people of Africa are the mighty Maasai, considered to be the most fearsome and intelligent warriors. So it's probably surprising then to learn the traditional greeting between Maasai warriors. They say, Kaserian Ingera. They say that to one another instead of hi. It means, and how are the children? It's still the traditional greeting among the Maasai, focusing on the high value the Maasai always place on their children's well-being. Even warriors with no children of their own will give the traditional answer, all the children are well. Meaning, of course, that peace and safety prevail, that Maasai society has not forgotten its reasons for being, its proper functions and responsibilities. All the children are well means life is good. It means that the daily struggles of existence do not preclude proper caring for their young. I wonder how it might affect our consciousness of our children's welfare if in our culture we took to greeting each other with this daily question, and how are the children? I wonder if we heard that question and passed it along to each other a dozen times a day, if it would begin to make a difference in the reality of how children are thought of or cared for in our own country. I wonder if every adult among us, parent and non-parent alike, focused on the daily care and protection of all the children in our community, in our town, our state, our commonwealth, in our country. I wonder if we could truly say without any hesitation, the children are well. Yes, all the children are well. What would it be like if religious leaders began every worship service by answering the question, and how are the children? If teachers began every class by answering the question, and how are the children? If every town leader had to answer the same question at the beginning of every meeting, and how are the children? Are they well? If every business leader and corporate executive had to answer the same question at the beginning of every workday, and how are the children? Are they all well? Wouldn't it be interesting to hear their answers? What would it be like? I wonder. Perhaps we could begin here and greet members and friends in our Unitarian Universalist congregation with, and how are the children? Right now, they're happy and no one's bleeding or throwing up, which is my line of demarcation. And before we can respond to one another, all the children are well, what actions must we take in this congregation, in our community, in our commonwealth, in our country? And how are the children? Working together, may all our children be well. I invite us now to rise in body or spirit as we share together hymn 301, Touch the Earth, Reach the Sky. Please be seated. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our final benediction words come from Darcy Rowan. There is too much hardness in this world to not find joy every day. There's too much injustice in this world to not right the balance every day. There is too much pain in this world to not heal every day. Each of us ministers to a weary world. Let us go forth now and do that which calls us to make the world more loving, more compassionate, and more just every day. Blessed be. So friends in the sanctuary, we have a 10-minute bio break and then come back for our town hall meeting, our conversation. Woo! And if anybody wants,